Okay, so we're back again, and even more exciting, we have Candace with us again this week. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks. Talked to several different people. Life seems to get more and more intense. Candace is kind of shy too because she doesn't like hogging conversations, but she has so much to share and to think about and do. And please do tell her how nice she looks on camera. Because she has some doubts about the color and everything. She's looking well and doing good. So, let's talk. Just Candace and maybe everybody. Now you're up there and I'm down here. I don't know why Zoom has done this. But it's okay. I'll look up at you at the sky. Be faithful. All right. Talk to us, Miss Candace.
Well, I want to say hello, everybody. And I want to thank you, Dwayne, for having me back again. And I love our interaction because you're such a positive soul, and you've been through a lot in your life, but you just continue to shine. You let your light shine. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. One, staying positive in these perilous times. And two, everyone is not going to like you. And I'm going to see if I can tie that all together, okay? You know, it's like when some of us were children and we looked in the cabinets and we didn't see much in there, but yet your mother would go in the kitchen and she would just whip up this meal. It seemed miraculous. She'd come out and present you with a whole meal. She tied it all together. So that's what I'm going to see if I can do today. Now, if it doesn't work, just take what you can take out of both parts, okay? So, you know, I told you a couple weeks ago, I told you and a couple of my close friends, 2 weeks ago on a Monday night, I was in so much pain with my fibromyalgia. I literally cried and prayed all night long, literally. It didn't let up to like 5:30 in the morning and I get up at 7. So it was all night. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because I know that I'm not the only one. You know, I'm just one person. Everybody is going through something. We have a sister. She just got off Facebook. She lost her son about a week and a half ago. He was murdered. We have people in Louisiana, they just can't get a break from these hurricanes. A good friend of mine is suffering the after effects of COVID-19. He's got some lung problems. So that virus is no joke, everybody. And my point is, you know, some people are lonely, they're sad, marriage problems, financial problems, everybody's going through something. And you know, we can't pray it away. We can't. But prayer just makes it more endurable. It makes you feel like you can endure it. And so we hold on to that and we keep believing. And those of us with that faith, with our faith, we just can't give up hope. You know, we have to believe that we're going to get to the other side of these perilous and hard times. And if you're not a person of faith, whatever it is that you do that gets you through, that makes you feel like you can get through it, is still connected to your psyche. You know, it's still the power of positive thinking. That's amazing. It's so powerful. You really believe you can do this. And that's where we've got to get to. And we've got to take steps. You know, we have to make changes where we can. So if you need more money, you might have to go get a part-time job. You know, I just did. Let's keep it real. You know, if it's your health, you may have to change up. Do you need a new doctor? You're in a lot of pain. Do you need to change your meds? Do you need to exercise more? Do you need to eat better? I'm about to get into turmeric, Dwayne. And I'm not promoting it. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do,
I've heard
because
of it.
yeah, my friends, she swears that it's going to relieve my pain. Now, my sister Melanie believes that all of that inflammation causing that pain is directly tied to what we're eating. And I'm not saying that I believe her 100%, but I am trying to eat cleaner and lighter. And it's a challenge for me as well as other people out there, because I'll drive up to Burger King in a minute, and I'll be on the speaker saying, "I'd like a Whopper made fresh off the BK broiler, please." It's a challenge to
Yeah, I
always.
try to leave them alone.
You try to leave it alone,
Yeah.
but it is a challenge,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it? To
is.
always eat
Mm.
right and drink the water that we need to drink. But my point is, we have to take steps. Somebody contacted me about a month ago and said, I messenger and said, I'm so and so, and I live here, and I want to give you my number, and I hope you'll give me yours. And she said, I'm reaching out. She said, I'm trying to make more friends. She has seen me on Facebook, and I'm cool with it. It's all right with me. I'm not mad at anybody for trying to make friends, especially if you're lonely. If she's cray cray, I know how to hang up the phone, right? So I'm not losing anything. And at least she's taking steps to maybe make a friend. And so we have to do those small things or those big things that can make changes for us. We have to be resolved to do that. If you're dealing with death, that's one of those things where you just really have to hold on to those promises of God. You really have to believe that better days are coming, that you can see your loved one again. So I'm just trying to go over things that we can do, grieve, look at pictures, talk about them. We bury people, outside of the COVID times, we bury people within 7-8 days. Some cultures take a month or 2 months to grieve and celebrate the life of the person. We do everything so fast here, fast, fast, fast. And sometimes people don't even really grieve properly. But do what you need to do. If you need to see a therapist, there's no shame in that. We're all just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? What about the people that have marriage problems? Well, many people say that a good marriage is made up of two good forgivers, right? And we know that a lot of times marriage problems, it's about selfishness. And it's two people that, it's somebody thinking about themselves. I can say I was guilty of it in my marriage at times, So just be friends and let love flow and grow and glow. Did you get that, Dwayne?
Yeah, I think sometimes with marriage, especially anybody's gonna have that question that's my mind. If I had done this, or if I had done that, or if I could change this, or if it's gonna always be a if in everything in life. And if we don't get past that point, you won't survive it, because you can always say I could have done better. You could always find somebody else that will fit in that small piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your relationship. But we forget to equate everything else that's good, because we focus on the bad stuff a lot. That's why a lot of relationships don't work, because sometimes people meet that one magical personal idea that they had in their mind for years. And if my such and such, my love was just like this, or they were like that, then everything would be all right. But it wouldn't be, because they don't equate the problems that'll come along with that new person. And they go to the new one and they fail again as well. So
Yeah.
that's where it is. That's why I've stayed where I am for so long, because I know what,
Hey,
what it'd be like.
you've been married 31 years, so
31.
you definitely have been successful. What do you think, besides what you just said, what do you think the main reasons are for the success that you and Stephanie have had?
Now, speak for myself as the fear of God, and I, because I know that no matter what you do, your commitment is not to actually to that other person, because I eventually have to treat her like a spiritual sister or sister, even if you don't love anymore. You made a commitment to, to me, for Jehovah, to God, and you want to be blessed. And if you don't feel like commitment, you won't be. Not a man that just goes from place to place to place to place, and you don't try your best to work it out. So
Right.
evidently, my best has not been worked out yet, because I'm still here. If it had been a struggle, a real struggle, I may have been gone a long time ago, but it was not been that hard. When two people have the same belief system and you have the same appreciation for Jehovah, then you will fulfill your commitment because you love him. And that's one of God's creatures that you're taking care of. You come to
Right.
realize that. And if
That's
something happens to either one of us, then, you be free. You can live with that, but you don't have to look forward to it because you're looking forward to somebody dying. If you do, you don't want that. So you just
that's
go on.
well, that's deep, And I appreciate your candor, because
Yes.
everybody won't, sometimes people are trying to paint this rosy picture, and it's not all that way, always that way. That's why I said, I'll tell you, uh, I don't sit around just commemorating and thinking about my pain and misery when my fibromyalgia is acting up. But I'll tell you when I'm in pain. I'm not even trying to give the impression that everything's perfect and my life is perfect. So I appreciate you, because you're the same way. You just kept it real with what you just said. Marriage is hard work and it's commitment, and people have to get back to that, because if that's what it is that is bothering them, weighing them down, torturing them, however you want to say it, everybody's going through something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. And so none of us are immune to the struggles, that we're facing. But we still have to take the time to make changes where we can. So we just went over a few things, and we can come through anything, you know. We have to believe that, and we have to truly, I believe you have to hold on to your faith and have to believe in those promises of God. And he's not going to fail you. You can come through this and anything else. But something else I've been seeing a lot, Dwayne, on social media, and I said I was going to try to tie it together. So I'm going to try. One of the other things that I'm seeing that people are going through, they're getting in their feelings. They're hurt over posts and comments from others. And they're letting people get in their heads. They're giving away their power to people, some people they know, and even to total strangers. Social media can be a powerful tool for business, for making friends, for encouraging others. It can be what you want it to be. It can really be what you make it, but it can also be a bully pulpit, where people pick at you and criticize you and talk crazy. I haven't experienced any of that, but many people have. And they start doubting themselves, and they start wondering, if they're good enough, if why doesn't somebody like them? I know people who personally have left Facebook recently because of all of the negativity, and that's okay, if that's their decision and that's really what they want to do. But some people have left just because they feel like people don't like them. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I like my stories. I told you my sweeping story. You remember my sweeping story last time we met?
Yes, yes.
Well, tonight I'm gonna tell you about my red story.
Red story.
All
Lay
right.
it on.
All right. So in the 80s, the Schubert Theater was in New Haven, Connecticut. Beautiful theater that they built, and it was gorgeous, and brought in good shows. I saw Freddie Jackson there. I saw Melba Moore there. Just wonderful. And then there was a huge fashion show coming in from New York City. And I have been asked to model in that show. So I had to go and meet 2 designers that were going to dress me for the show. And now I was young. I was in my 20s. I was skinny. You know, Dwayne, when you're skinny, your clothes just look so wonderful on you. They just flow so nicely. Not so much anymore. But anyway, I had on a red blouse. It was beautiful material. It just flowed. I had red lipstick. I had my hair up and I had these cascading curls and I had these natural blonde highlights. I just thought, you know, I'm looking pretty nice, right? And so I go into the first designer. Now let me say this. If you know anything about the fashion world, you know there's some very colorful people that run the fashion world, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I met with the first designer, right? And I walk in and he's like, oh my goodness. He said, I love red on you. That's your color. You need to wear that a lot. I love it. Come on, blah, blah, blah. You know, he measured me, got me fitted, okay? A few minutes later, I walked into another room and met the second designer. And he was like, oh my God, that's so red. He was like, oh, red is not your color, girlfriend. That's not doing you any favors. Take it off. Well, no, and I'm serious. Now, just think if, and he was serious. I mean, he was insulting me. Just think if I let that get all up in my head.
Right.
I might have felt like, I don't even want to be in this show. You know, he doesn't like me. You know, can I wear his clothes right? Blah, blah, blah. You know, we get in our own way sometimes. You know, we allow that negative thought to really take root. But I felt like, you know, the show must go on. So he fitted me and I strutted my stuff in that show and I wore some beautiful dresses and I had a great time. But you get the point of my story?
Yes.
Everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to like the way you walk, the way you talk, what you do for a living, the way you smile. Everybody's not going to like you. Mm-hmm. And so we have to be comfortable in ourselves and stop looking for validation from other people. You know what I'm saying?
Just as fast as that one man gave you his opinion and the other man did, that's how people's minds go. Comments on Facebook, they say one thing and then they're off to something else. And then later on, they might change their mind. People's minds change too fast and too quickly to worry about what they're thinking because they don't know what they're thinking themselves. So I don't worry about them either.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my point. I modeled in the show. I had a great time and I'm still wearing red. Matter of fact, I've got red lipstick on right now. Mm-hmm. I've got some red blouses in my closet. Heck, Dwayne, I got a red
smoking too.
Yes. I got a red couch in my living room. You know, I do me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You've got to stop worrying so much about other people. Stop letting them rent space in your head.
Say it again.
Well, I'm gonna say this. You know, some people they're so worried about these people. Are these people buying your food? Are these people paying your rent? Let's take them way back, Dwayne. Remember that song? Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Gotta have a
Right?
J-O-B if you want to be with me.
If they're not taking care of you, why is their opinion so very important to you? Mm-hmm. Ask yourself that.
I'm 90 years old, and if I was single, that's what I'd be singing too. She'd have to have some money or something to take care of Pops.
No, you know.
I'm out of the game, so I know they need to be thinking better.
Yeah, they just they're wanting people to give them something that a lot of those people can't even give themselves. So stop expecting it so much from people. You know, you have to be in control and of what you're doing. That's why I said I'm still wearing red. I'm still living my life. I'm still doing my thing. Now, there's some things that we just can't control, such as death. And that's when you got to really hold on to those promises and really believe that better days are coming and have that faith in the resurrection. But those lesser things, don't be deterred by those things. You have to stay the course. You have to stay the course and really know that you're worthy of good love and good health and happiness, and seek it out and believe it, and you will achieve it.
It's like Teddy Pendergrass said, love TKO, gotta let it go. In your mind, yes. You're right, my sister. Yes, you're always right. You're always right on point.
Well,
yes,
it took a while to get here. I think, in my younger years, I worried a lot more about what people thought of me, and I wouldn't always speak up. People would say some crazy stuff to me. I remember somebody said to me, stop wearing mascara. It makes your eyelashes look fake. They're so long. I mean, crazy stuff, just silly stuff. Like, why are you worrying about my eyes? You know what I mean? But I didn't say anything, I was just kind of, I don't know if it was shy or if I was just a little bit more insecure as a young person. And now, you just get to that point of maturity and value, how to value yourself and validate yourself. And I don't care what people think of me now. As long as I know that I'm trying to live a dignified life. You can't please everybody. So just stop, just stop. And I want to leave off, Dwayne, with this thought. All right. I saw it on Facebook recently and I posted it. It said, you will never reach your destination if you stop and throw rocks at every barking dog. Let that marinate for a minute. That's deep.
Very
Let
good.
that marinate. You got places
to go. Bark.
That's right. They're going to bark, and you've got places to go and things to do and people to meet. And you not stop every time somebody, every time a dog barks or every time somebody throws something in your way to throw you off. You've got to stay the course, because some people, are miserable and misery loves company.
Absolutely. And they're just like those little dogs. Most of them run away when you go forward. So, yeah, you have to keep on moving.
Yes.
Very good. Very good, my sister.
Keep moving and move on to self-care and move on to self-love and know your worth. Okay. Don't look for anybody else to value you. And that's really what I wanted to talk about tonight. So as usual, it's been a pleasure just coming in and talking, and we're just kind of relaxed tonight. We had our moments of trying to get this Zoom meeting going.
Yeah.
It took a while, and I'm just laid back on my futon here. I got my pillow in my lap. I'm just chilling, but I hope that somebody can take away something positive from this discussion. Stop being people pleasers.
Somebody always will.
Yeah.
Somebody will. Let's give them something to leave out on.
Yeah, let's have some good ads, Dwayne. Turn it up.